I'm used to it. Hello and welcome back.
What is up, y'all? What's happening? What good? What it do?
What it do?
We're back for round two. Do. All right. Anything interesting to talk about while we're setting up?
Well, I looked at our, what is that? The smoke detector thing. And I found it interesting that it says if the battery's dead, it would just chirp and say battery low. So I find that really weird that it was going off like how it was last night. And I was sharing this with Rich and our daughter that I think it's universe prepping us for, I mean, I don't want to just put out there that something bad's going to happen, but I think it's a good opportunity to, as a family, if there's like an emergency like that, like what do you do? Because really, you don't really know until it's happening, and then it's kind of like you're scattered. What do we do? Like we have to have a plan, and like one thing we didn't really have set in our household, I guess, is kind of a plan if there was an emergency. So I think that was just kind of like an interesting moment that universe gave us to prepare for maybe if something did happen in the future. You know?
And I'm thinking too, because that kind of situation was so weird, because carbon monoxide poisoning, you don't know other than an alarm going off. If there's a fire, you can see that. Boom, let's go. You know, if somebody's breaking in the house, I can see that. Pow! But carbon monoxide,
you don't know.
It's just like, what do we do? I don't know. It was so weird.
And then plus we didn't know like how long it was going off, the alarm. So, you know, you don't know how much time you have. But I do think it was a good opportunity for us just to kind of be like, all right, if something like this happens again, like you grab this, let's try to get a cat calmly. Because yeah, I'm a little bit, I mean, I'm really not that sliced up. I got like a couple holes in my arm and then a scratch. And then Sage ended up like ripping my shirt. But it was so hard to get them because we were kind of frantically panicking too. So I think it's just a good opportunity and a reminder for you and your family to just take that minute and have a conversation or do like a test, you know, like a little fire drill or something. And I'm going to take it as like that.
It was interesting, whatever the hell it was.
Yeah, it was very weird.
Huh?
It's just weird, but I know how universe is, and like little things will kind of happen like that just to kind of like prepare you for something else.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of worried about that. Like, please no.
Look, it won't even let me click on the live here.
It always does that on your phone.
No, it doesn't.
Are you guys having troubles getting into the live? Obviously not. There's people in here. Try again.
Okay. All right, y'all. Okie dokie.
Okay, so I'm going to get the lineup ready. Oh, we're blurry. Maybe if I hold something up, I can focus on it. We blurry. You just have to do the focus thing. There we go. Okay, so what is up, King Yosef? Or is the Y like a J? Is it Joseph? Or is it Yosef? Okay, so we are accepting orders during the live. Like always, that is pinned in the comments.
Yeah.
Getting it now. $25 for one question. You can remain anonymous or give an alias. And yeah, Or if you're just here to hang out with us, then welcome. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into the first one. We have Michelle. What opportunities or changes can I expect in my career? Just anything, promoted or layoff. I've been there almost 3 years. I work at a maximum security. I also bought a few courses. I hope I'm making a difference where I am. I hope that I can continue to do so.
Okay, well, we gotta look at your path. Been there 3 years. The last 3 years has been very collectively transformational for everybody. I don't really think I know of anybody who hasn't been going through a shift over the last 2 or 3 years. So let me just see what the path looks like. 2 of Wands reverse. Okay, well, we do have the World card coming up here. So that is beginning a new cycle. But with the Ace of Swords, 9 of Wands, I don't think it's going to be this big, definitive, new cycle time. Not quite. So for the most part, it's pretty stable where you're at. There's no legitimate reason why there should be any dramatic shift one way or the other, at least in 2025. However, though, in the big picture, here in the next, if I had to give a time frame, in the next 3 or 4 months, that will mark the beginning of an old cycle closing out. Like I said, I don't think that's not going to mean anything is going to change overnight like that. So I almost don't even really want to talk about it. The only reason I'm talking about it is because it's here, but it may not even really be all that noticeable, to be honest. Now, I mean, changes or anything, I'm not really seeing any big, huge changes one way or the other anytime soon. Unless maybe you want to really dig your heels in and try to make something change. But everything looks pretty stable, at least for the time frame that I'm looking at. And I don't know what you're hoping for, but I think stable is better than unstable, depending, unless you're wanting something different, which it didn't sound like it there.
Well, she said, I'm hoping I'm making a difference where I am. I hope that I can continue to do so.
Yeah.
So she does want to be there.
Yeah. I'm just saying explaining what see, temperance. So at least for the time being, it's pretty stable. However, though, and again, I'm a little bit nervous to even dig this up too deep, but since it came through, there's the World card again. 5 years from now, when you look back, you'll probably recognize 2025 as being a pivotal turning point. You probably won't notice it while you're in it, if that makes any sense. I think it's honestly going to be pretty stable for the very most part. I don't see any legitimate reason why anything would make a drastic or dramatic change one way or the other. So right now, at least for the time being, and there's the 9 of Swords again too. Are you afraid something bad is going to happen? I would try not to feed that timeline too much energy. I would try not to do that. Worst case scenario, you could manifest what you worry about if you do that. But for the very most part, it's looking like level and stable. at least for the remainder of 2025. If there's something that you're wanting, promotion or whatever the case may be, I would work on manifesting it. But at least for the time being, it looks like you're stable and you're good.
Okay, next is for Danielle. What will be the outcome of my child support issue with my son's father? This is a legal situation. We are waiting for a court date for a modification. And as far as the outcome, I would most definitely would want my order to stay the same or an increase.
That was a tough one to put a finger on because there's a lot of financial changes that have been happening here lately, especially in that area of like government assistance and welfare and stuff like that. A lot of tweaks and changes have been made in that area of things. Let me see. Four of Pentacles. Well, right here, we do have Ace of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, but the overall energy is wishes being unfulfilled. So I think there's a potential for an increase, possibly. I don't know. There's so much back and forth, push, pull energy here because we got, the Page of Pentacles upright, King of Pentacles reverse. So these are pulling against each other right here, Knight of Pentacles upright, Star card reversed. So these things are pulling against each other. I think there's a potential for, I don't know about an increase. Usually when you have two things pulling against each other like that, best case scenario is things kind of stay level for the very most part. Is there any reason, because usually if the court orders a person to pay less child support, there's usually a reason for that. Like he's not making as much or, something to that effect. So unless there's an actual legitimate reason for him to not need to pay that much, I wouldn't think that you should have to worry about that. If anything, probably staying level. But again, it's still kind of showing wishes unfulfilled, though. Page of Pentacles again. See, look. Page of Pentacles upright, Queen of Pentacles reversed. So we have two energies pulling against each other. So that makes it challenging. But I would say there's probably more energy aligning with things staying level than anything else. I don't know about an increase. I don't know about that. Again, we have 9 of Swords here. So it doesn't look like you're jumping for joy over the outcome. I'm going to say there's more energy going towards things staying the same. It would be hard. I would work on manifesting some sort of financial increase. Maybe not necessarily from that source, but just a financial increase, period. If you're needing more, then that's what I'll be focused on. So I'm gonna go with level, staying the same.
Okay. Next is for Dipped in Dark Crimson. What the heck is a crimson? You guys are funny with these names. Dipped in Dark Crimson. Like, is that chocolate?
Kind of that's what I think of in my mind.
I think of like a strawberry being dipped in chocolate.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, it says, what is the energy of my person? Will we reconcile? Split after 12 years. He is a Pisces. I am a Sagittarius. We are in contact. Says he loves and cares for me always. I bet he does.
Well, then,
who doesn't love a Sagittarius?
If he loves and cares for you, then what are we waiting on then? We're in contact, says he loves me, but then why are we hanging here waiting on this? You know what I'm saying?
True.
That's a huge red flag right there. Look, I guess it would depend on who ended it. But, yeah, if we're apart and I don't want to be apart from you, I'm going to be putting forth all my work, energy, and effort into trying to come back together, you know? Let me just look at what the soul contract is here. Let's see. Ooh, Two of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles reverse. There's some other energy in the mix here somehow. Yeah, this is an incomplete soul contract. It wasn't supposed to come to an end. So that makes it tricky to read because it wasn't even supposed to come to an end. We have 10 of Cups, Karmic wheel reversed. So it is now officially karma because it wasn't supposed to come to an end. But there's some other energy in the mix here. We got the Three of Pentacles. We got the Three of Wands. And we got the Three of Cups. And then the Two of Pentacles. There's definitely another energy in here. Now, I don't know who it is that's bringing the third energy to the table here. But there's definitely somebody else's energy in here. So I guess the only thing I can really do is give this person an energy check because it's difficult to predict what's going to happen when things are not happening according to plan. You know, the only thing you can really look at that point is the energy. But even at that energy can change like that. Once we're going rogue and we get off the default timeline and things aren't going as planned, it's really, really, really hard to say. Only thing I can look at is what the energy looks like right now.
You got a froggy in your throat?
Yeah.
You haven't had one of those in a while.
I know. Death card reverse. One in the karmic wheel reversed again. So, Two of Swords. Yeah, well, 10 of Cups in the reverse. I mean, so it wasn't even supposed to come to an end. So now this is officially karma. With the Two of Swords here, it's like he doesn't know what he wants or how he feels. Doesn't know. Kind of curious as to what ended this. That's what, there's so many holes in this situation and missing puzzle pieces. So let me just tell you where I'm coming from, okay? It sounds to me like you wouldn't be asking if you're going to reconcile unless you wanted to reconcile. And I have no desire to reconcile with any of my exes. So the last thing on my mind is wondering whether or not I'm going to reconcile with one of my exes. So it seems like you want to reconcile. You say he says he loves you. Well, if you want to reconcile and he loves you,
what are you waiting for?
What's going on? What's the problem? I think he doesn't really know how he feels or what he wants. See what I'm saying? Doesn't really know how he feels or what he wants. So I would say right now in the current moment, he's just kind of sitting there with his thumb stuck up his ass, not knowing what he really wants or how he really feels. So, and again, there's some other energy in the mix here. Did he leave you for somebody else? Or did he cheat on you? Or maybe there's just somebody he's interested in. Maybe there's this person he's had his eye on for the last year or two, and he's just, oh man, I hope I can get with that person. You know, I don't know, but there's another energy in the mix here, 100%. Right now, I'm not really seeing a lot of reconciliation energy happening here. Not really, because he doesn't know what he wants. Doesn't know what he wants, but yeah, the contract is incomplete. It wasn't supposed to come to an end like that. So it's not looking too good right now in the current moment.
Okay, next is for Nikki. What is next for me in love relationships? I have recently ended a cycle in healing self-worth. I feel something big is next.
Oh, let me get my stuff situated here.
That'd be cool if there was a way that, like, whoever got a reading, and if they're watching, they can like, pick what decks they want you to read.
Well, there are readers that do like pick a card.
Yeah, like pick a pile or pick a card. But like if they were watching, they can be like, "Oh, do the blue one," or like.
Maybe we could play with that, experiment with that later.
That would be fun, I think. More interactive.
8 of Cups reversed. Justice reversed. Okay, so there's no miscellaneous contracts due. So I'm not really seeing any karma. If you had karma, it looks like you cleared at least the prominent karma. Every long-term human could easily pick some karma from some previous lifetime and work on it. But as far as big, prominent karmic contracts that you lined up for yourself before you got here, I'm not seeing any of those. So what's next is a complete overhaul of who you are as a person. And then once you become a completely different version of yourself, that's when you attract different. So yeah, there's nothing left but your divine life partner. And the healing process that you're going through is going to take some time. Definitely going to take some time. Lots of people, and I talk to lots of people who are in such a hurry to heal. It's just, you're not going to heal fast. It's just not going to happen. You know, like you're not going to completely strip a car apart and completely replace and rebuild a car in a day or two. It's just not going to happen. I don't care. You could stay up all night. It's not going to happen. So similarly, the healing process is going to take some time. Definitely going to take some time. So you said just recently. I don't know what you mean by recently, but a general rule of thumb that I've learned in my career and on my journey, 99% of the time, healing doesn't even start until 1 year has passed.
Well, and she is in the chat.
And a lot of times, it still doesn't even start until a year and a half, sometimes 2 years. 2 years is really extreme, but most of the time, somewhere between a year and a half is when you take your very first step onto the healing path after resting and relaxing. Let's see, but yeah, I mean, your divine life partner would be next.
Yay!
That's what would be next.
That's always exciting to hear. She said, been getting lots of downloads about transformation.
Yeah.
Leveling up. So that's a good sign.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Isn't it kind of scary though, like when you know that your life partner is due to come in, because then you're like, oh my god, am I gonna run into them? Or like, I don't know. That's just how I am. Like,
I mean,
oh my god, I better get ready before I go out.
I remember, yeah, I remember being stuck in that situation where it was like, I know as soon as I let go, it's gonna happen. So for like 6 months, I was like on the edge of my seat. Like, I know as soon as I let go, it's gonna happen. And then it just got to a point where I just kept turning women down and turning women down. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking play around. I don't even give a shit. Boom. That's when it happened. Yeah. As soon as I let go, I was like, boom, it happened. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, that's what's next. I mean, it's going to be a transformational journey. And again, it's going to be kind of a slow process. But yeah, it's probably not going to be anything that's going to overwhelm you. So these things typically tend to happen in slow little stages. But yeah, absolutely. By next year, you're going to be a very, very different person. Very different. Now, you'll probably be tested a couple of times. Don't be surprised if you're tested a time or two. So I don't really know very many people at all who don't go through that without being tested. So just, yeah, be sure that you're applying all the wisdom that you gained to your path moving forward. So, yeah, you're in a good spot.
And then with that being said, I do want to let you guys know that there are only 2 days left to get Rich's courses. If you guys haven't heard about it, which I'm sure you probably already did, we're changing platforms for the courses that we sell. I did not, like, we had them saved on the computer, but then I think I needed to clear storage, so I deleted them all off the computer. So they're all on this website we use, Teachable. So we're moving away from Teachable. I don't know when we're gonna get them onto our new platform. I'll have to probably screen record like all of the courses, and that's gonna take me a long time. Hopefully by like Christmas, maybe we can do like a relaunch. I don't know. But with that being said, here is the link. We are selling all the courses bundled up in a discounted price. I tried to make it like, I know it's $52. I know it sounds like a lot, and it can be a lot for some, but it's a really good deal if you think about all the courses that you're getting. I sliced off about $35, I think. So $87 if you bought them all individually.
There's 7 of them.
7. Yeah, there's 7 courses.
Yeah.
If this is for you guys only, I'm going to make a special for you guys only watching right here because we have a small little group. If you have purchased a few of the courses, but you're missing like 1 or 2 and you don't want to have to buy the whole bundle, reach out to me and I will give you a link, but you have to purchase it by, what's the 9th? Monday?
Yeah, 2 days after tomorrow.
By Monday. You have to get to me by Monday. And I can give you that link for that one course. That's for you guys only because we got a small group here. And I feel like a lot of you guys are kind of like secretly OGs. And you guys just like chill with us and hang out with us. So I'm going to hook you up so you don't have to pay for the whole bundle if you already gotten some. So
that's cool.
Link for that is in the comments. And then moving forward, we are going to read for M. All right. It says, here I am again asking about my life partner. To be honest, when Rich said that I have a life partner, I felt better. But my problem right now is that I feel tired. I just feel that I got tired of this BS. I feel bad why God or the universe doesn't allow her to appear. I only need to know if something has changed in the energy dynamic with my life partner.
Well, we've already talked about this a lot. Okay, it's not God or the universe that's not allowing her to appear. You're not a vibrational match. just listening to your question, I don't need a tarot card to tell you that no, nothing has changed. Let me see if I can give you an analogy. The best analogy that I can give, like I've said a million times, once you match the vibration and become abundant from within, you won't be thinking about or looking for your life partner. Similarly, if you could imagine that you were starving to death, hungry, and you haven't eaten in like 3 days, and somebody was to stick a feeding tube in your stomach and pump your stomach full of food and fulfill it from the inside. Once your stomach is full, you're not thinking about food. Once your stomach is full, you're not going around wishing for and looking for food. Similarly, once the void is filled from within, you're not thinking about or looking for your divine life partner. The only difference between your hunger being fulfilled and the void in your heart being fulfilled is your hunger being filled is filled from the outside in. The void in your heart can only be filled from the inside out. That's the difference. But does that analogy make sense? Does that make sense? So it's not what the universe is or isn't allowing. It's that you're not on that vibrational frequency yet. I can see what your frequency is. Okay. 10 of Wands. Not a vibrational match yet. Still have a lot of past energy that's weighing you down very heavily that you haven't released and haven't let go of. So, yeah, when you're still holding on to all the past energy of the past and whatnot, you're not a vibrational match to that person. And again, like I said, when you are a vibrational match, one of the first clues that you're going to have that you're beginning to match that frequency is that you start caring less and less and less about when you meet that person. You start really thinking more along the lines of, well, if they show up, they show up. If they don't, they don't. It is what it is. I really don't care. Once you hear yourself start feeling like that, you're getting close. You're getting really, really, really close. And anywhere between that and completely giving up on it altogether is where people end up attracting that person. Could be one extreme or the other. So, Knight of Cups reversed. Yeah, so there's that 6 of Cups reversed again and the Devil card. So no, it hasn't changed. It hasn't. It's you that has to change, not the universe, not God. There's no force outside of you that's making things happen to you or preventing things from happening for you. It's your frequency and your energy. So, again, just try to think about it in terms of that. Imagine this. I may have told you this before. I don't know. Imagine this. Imagine that you went and got a reading from somebody and they told you you do not have a divine life partner. You are destined to be alone for the rest of your life. If you were told that and you believed it with every ounce of your heart and soul, you would meet your person in less than a year. Think about it that way. All right.
Oh, okay. Like you genuinely have to not care. You can't just say, I don't care, I don't care. You have to like actually not care.
Actually, I gotta go to the bathroom real quick.
Okay.
Are you good? Do you have anything you need to do here?
No, go ahead. No, these are not sign readings. These are paid personal readings. The live $25 readings. They used to be $22, but since we moved it to this channel, they did go up a little bit. And yeah, it's $25 for one question. Aloha from Vancouver, Washington. Hello. So there's a pinned link in the comments. I can resend it though. Hold on. No, he doesn't do general readings. You have to have a specific question just because he has to put intention into the cards. And he's not a psychic or a medium, but click on that link and it'll take you to the description and it'll go over all the stuff that he can and cannot read or the extra details that he would need from you. Like if you're asking about a person, make sure you say if it's like a current person, does this person know you exist, or like, you know, along those lines. So it needs to be a little bit specific, but I know there's not that much space. So if you don't have enough room, you can just add it into the comments too, and then I can add it.
All right.
Okay, so this next one, this one is for Leonard and Mary. This one is interesting. I did add the extra information that you sent us, and that did help clarify it a little bit, I think. So it says, "Hi again, this is Leonard. I know Mary is my karmic life partner, but there's a friend named Drew, and something is drawing me to her like a magnet. We keep meeting on the astral plane, and some people that know both of us, and even we keep thinking we could be good for each other. Could she be the really young girl that people keep telling me about? I was wondering if she is the one a lot of people told me about. If not, then I know who the really young person is. Backstory is some ladies that I have never met before have come up to me and told me about a really young white girl that I was supposed to be with. This started in July 1996 and has been going on since. One is Drew, and the other I don't want to think about. She is the literal reincarnation of my murder wife, and she won't be old enough for another 6 years."
So what's the exact question?
Is this the girl that people are telling me about? Is it the girl that the people from 1996 were telling me?
Okay, so you're already dealing with a karmic life partner. So if you're already dealing with a karmic life partner, you're already involved in a life partnership. You're not supposed to be with anybody else. So I'm not really sure what you mean by that, honestly. I can see if there's a soul contract with this person.
I think they're looking for confirmation. If this person he's seeing or meeting in the astral plane, if that's the person that the people from 1996 were saying that they're supposed to be with.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You're already in a life partnership, right? It doesn't matter if it's karmic. Even if the original contract was life partnership and you're in that. So when you're currently in a life partnership, it depends on what you mean by supposed to be with. By supposed to be with, you mean build a life partnership with? Because if you're already in a life partnership contract, you're not supposed to be with anybody else. If you're dealing with a karmic life partnership, that means that you and this person have been trying to build a life partnership for multiple lifetimes. I guess I can see if there's a soul contract here. 3 of Swords. Okay. All right. So no, the karmic wheel is in the upright here. So you and this person already cleared karma. I don't know how long you've known this person, but this is somebody you've already cleared karma with, probably in a previous lifetime. So it's not, there's nothing unusual about meeting somebody in the astral plane. We all do it all the time, constantly. It's just most people don't remember it. But we meet up with all different various members of our soul family in the astral plane all the time. Some people are in different areas, upper and lower, but this is somebody I think that you've had many lifetimes with, and you've had karma with this person, but you've already cleared it. So is this somebody you've never met physically? Or somebody you've met physically but keep having dreams about? Is that?
Well, they said that they met.
Okay. This is somebody you've already cleared karma with.
Or wait, let me double check because I know that they said that. I asked them. A slow ass Weefy. Weefy, be slow. They said, I asked them if this is someone you've never met, and then they said I meet her through Mary. So Mary, the life partner.
Well, this is somebody you've already cleared karma with. So I don't think that there's a pre-birth contract for this lifetime. There has been. You all have had karmic contracts before in previous lifetimes, but they've been cleared and completed. So, if you're already involved in a life partnership, you're not supposed to be with anyone else, especially a karmic life partnership. A karmic life partnership means that we were supposed to be life partners in a previous lifetime, and it got fucked up. So we're coming back and trying it again in this lifetime. And so you could probably even argue, it's all up for speculation, personal opinion, but you could probably argue that a karmic life partnership might be more important than other different types of life partnerships that you could build. If with being involved with a karmic life partnership, you're not supposed to be with anyone else. If you do, well, then the karmic life partnership you're dealing with now is just karma again. Karmic life partnership is not a completed contract until death does you part. So, all right.
Okay, hold on. You a wiggle worm.
Yeah. Wiggly wine.
Michelle, no, I don't have anything from you yet on my end. So. All right, next we have Angela. Will Andrew and I get back together? Andrew and I got into a fight on Monday, and he said he wanted to take a timeout. It's been a week, no contact, and now I'm getting worried. Is he going to come forward and commit, or should I move on? Ooh, spidey senses. Don't feel good about that one.
Yeah, so correct me if I'm wrong. Are you in the chat? Was the argument about whether or not there's going to be commitment? Is that what the fight was about? Whether or not commitment's going to happen? Let me look and see the soul contract. Best thing I can do here. Actually, here in a minute, I'm going to do a deck swap. The Empress. Okay, well, this was not supposed to come to an end. This was a long-term contract. So now it's going to start getting slippery. Because now you all are breaking away from the default timeline.
She said it was about not having time for each other and worrying about the connection.
Well, I'm going to have to dig into this person's energy because it wasn't supposed to come to an end. A lot of codependency energy in here, though. That could definitely cause that to happen. Loneliness energy, because like I said, when the vibration that you're on when you connect with somebody is the vibration that will manifest between the two of you. So I don't know who brought this energy to the table, but if I'm on a vibration of loneliness and emptiness, the only way I can attract a person into my life is if that person matches the vibration of loneliness and emptiness. And if I do that and bring somebody into my life on that vibration, then loneliness and emptiness is what will manifest between the two of us. Long story short, though, this wasn't supposed to come to an end. So let me give this person an energy check. I'm going to sleep like a baby tonight. After that, this today is just not y'all. We had the fucking fire department at our house at 5 o'clock in the morning. So it's the day started off kind of weird. Let me give this person an energy check here. Boom, 6 of Pentacles reverse. So very one-sided, kind of a greedy, one-sided, He's one of those types of people that very stuck on himself. Doesn't say his sign, does it?
No.
Very, very stuck on himself. Well, the Judgment. It's really hard to say. He's got his guard up.
You want to guess the sign?
Why?
Because she said it, but I just want to see if you.
Oh, well, I was thinking. My first thought was Leo. But...
Yeah.
Oh, really? I was gonna say, man. I'll get it, man. That's how them Leos be. Me, all about me. And he's got his guard up. Doesn't really want to let you in too terribly close. So yeah, is he going to come forward? Honestly, it's not really looking like it's looking like he's trying to run from this right now. But see, here's the tricky part. He does feel pulled towards you, but he's trying to run from it. Because I think a connection this deep scares him. So he's not cooperating with this contract. So it's possible so I know I said this a bunch of times before, but whenever you come to somebody for a reading, 75% of what we read is what I like to call the default timeline. What that means is what we planned before we got here. That's most of what people are reading. When you go to a reader and they're really accurate and they can predict things, because what they're reading is the default timeline. Because we plan our life before we get here. The question is, do we get the plan right? No, not always. So whenever we step off the plan, now it's hard to read. Because now it's a free-for-all. The only thing we can really do is read the energy. But the thing is, the energy can change at any given time. Right now, his energy is he's wanting to run from this. But since there is an incomplete soul contract, he could wake up tomorrow and think, shit, man, I better fucking do this, But right now, it looks like he's kind of trying to run from this. because you were getting too close for comfort, freaked him out, and he doesn't know how to handle it. So hopefully maybe it can change. I would set a time frame if I was you. You know, like, I don't know, a month or 2 weeks or whatever. If it's already a week and you're already worrying about it, maybe 2 weeks. I don't know. But, all right.
All right, next is for Cynthia. Will I be able to find love? I'm interested in a coworker. He's a Pisces. He's been distant lately, but I want to know what he feels or thinks of me.
Hang on, let me grab a different deck real quick. I'm gonna swap decks. Whoops. All right. Boom. You know what deck this is?
No.
The one in the How to Read Tarot course.
Nice.
So it seemed like there was 2 questions in there. Will I find love? And how does this person feel about me?
Just general what he thinks and feels about this, them, I'm sure.
So if you don't find love, that's one of the leading causes of relationship failure, is that we're kind of conditioned to believe that love is only something that somebody can bring to you. It don't work like that. Ace of Pentacles reverse, Queen of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles. Man, a lot of Pentacles here, and the 7 of Cups. I'm not gonna lie. And the King of Wands reversed. I'm not seeing anything here that indicates this person's interested. Like nothing. I got the player card and the multiple love options card. So it's like this person wants to play around, play the field, and have multiple love options. And the King of Swords reversed. The King of Swords reversed really loves to play mind games and gaslight you and tell lies. And he's an asshole. The King of Wands reversed, he just plays games. He's just a game player in general. So, yeah, if this person kind of seems like he may be like leading you on a little bit, hot and cold, in and out, on and off. The best thing, and this is for everybody out there, the best thing that you can do after a certain point is just give back the energy that's being given to you. Just straight up. Give back the energy that's being given to you. If somebody starts pulling away, and just not showing you the time of day, then you pull away. And if you pull away and they drift away, then that's what it is. World card. Honestly, the Death card came out in the last spread. I didn't mention it, but I kind of feel like, and the Karmic wheel in the upright, this little cycle between the two of you has pretty much served its purpose. I don't know. I always get so, what's the word? Hesitant to talk about this energy when it comes through, but it's so fucking common. Past energy. I know it just sounds like I'm beating a dead horse when I say that, but it comes out every time. Every time there's either a new connection or potential new connection, past energy comes up. So again, does that mean he went back to his ex? I don't know. Or does it mean he just can't let go of his ex? I don't know. But a lot of heavy past energy in this person's field here. But honestly, it kind of feels like he, and the Queen of Swords reversed, like he likes to play around, play games, and keep his options open. That's what it's looking like to me. All right.
Okay, next is for Nemo. How can I cut karmic ties, and can you pick up on any negative energy from me? And I'm dealing with a Capricorn whose father separated us. Oh, I remember that guy.
Well, you cut karmic ties by transmuting the energy. And there's many, many, many different ways to go about doing that. Did you get my course on the steps to true healing? That course is very, very, very valuable because it's not just the steps to healing, but once you learn how this energetic apparatus works within you, it's not just healing. It's healing, cutting soul contracts, cutting karmic ties, even manifesting. Because what it does is it zeroes in on how you can tap in to your own beliefs and your own perceptions and create through conscious perception. And that's basically what you do to cut a karmic tie. It's all in how you perceive the connection. And you have the ability to perceive things however you want. It's just most of us don't even think about that. Most of us don't even consider perceiving things outside of the way we currently perceive things. Like a fish can't even comprehend what it's like to not be in the water. It doesn't even know it's in water, you know? So, not really sure how to, I don't really need a tarot card to read that. I guess I can look at the energy here. Three of Cups reversed. Okay, yeah, definitely got the karmic wheel reversed here. So, again, at the end of the day, the number one goal in cutting a karmic tie, healing from something, cutting a soul contract, whatever it is that you need to do, the end goal is for you to be able to look back on whatever it was that happened and understand so clearly why it happened, the way it happened, that you're glad it happened. That's the end goal. That's the end goal. There is no karmic tie when you're glad something happened. And I'm sure you've probably done it a time or two in your life by accident, right? Most of us do it by accident. You know, something happens hurtful, painful, you know, and then 5-10 years later, you look back at it and you're like, wait a minute, you know what? I'm actually fucking glad that happened. Then it's released. Once you're feeling gratitude because you've assigned a meaning, a positive meaning, then it's cut. It's completely cut. Now, how do you do that? That's the tricky part. It takes time. It takes time. And like I said, in my healing course, I break it all down. But let me see what the second spread says. What I would do, you know what? Hang on. Here's a little tidbit that will at least get you on the path. This will at least get you on the path. Now, between now and then, you know, let the blank spots fill themselves in as they will. But here's what I would do if I was you. Can you picture what it would be like if later on down the line, you evolved into a person that he would feel so fucking stupid for letting go of, and his father would feel so stupid for fucking that up for his son? Can you imagine that?
His son. Wait, what?
Yeah, she said his father separated us.
That's a boy.
Huh?
We're reading for a boy. Anyways, whatever. You just got the genders.
Whatever.
mixed up.
So, regardless of genders, without using specific pronouns, can you imagine what it would be like when the day comes that this person feels so stupid for letting you slip, and their father feels so stupid for fucking that up for their child? Could you imagine that? Don't be too afraid to dream big. Like maybe you're a multimillionaire, or maybe you're a famous motivational speaker. Something. What would it take to make both of those people feel absolutely fucking retarded for fucking that up? And shoot for that. Shoot for that. Look forward to that day. I would dedicate my life to making sure that one of these days they both look at you and feel like the biggest fucking idiots that ever walked the face of this earth. That's what. Let that get you on your path.
That's good advice.
Yeah, and don't think that it can't happen. Oh, don't think it can't happen. Let me give you another little tidbit. That's what I did. If I can do it, anybody can do it. I know you hear people say that all the time, but that helped me so much on my path get to where I am today.
And then, if I remember right, you're pretty young too, so you have plenty of opportunities to grow into whatever you want to be to fulfill that.
Yeah. Yep. One thing that I keep thinking that I want to talk about, but I don't know, is talking to young men. I know that my target audience is mainly women, but I think I have a lot of things that I need to start telling young men. Young men in their 20s, about things that they're worried about and the way they look at themselves. And, if you're a young man out there and you're in your 20s, don't fucking trip. You haven't even hit your peak yet. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I think like males, or even if you're in your 20s, you're like expected to have it all figured out, and like you feel a lot more pressure.
Yeah.
To have this or that, comparing yourself, or people expect a lot more from you. I think because you're a man.
Yeah. If you're a young man, your life don't even begin until you hit your 30s. It doesn't even begin. It doesn't even start. So, yeah, just don't trip. Spend your 20s building your character. And then when you hit your 30s, that's when you take lift off. Anyway, though.
Okay. And then he also said, I'm also dealing with a toxic ex in the workplace with someone else. LOL, coming in between us. I think they're just adding that.
Well, I mean, that's a different reading, but same thing. You can use that in anything. Again, at the end of the day, when you're able to look back on something and you're glad that it happened, that's when you've cut it. And you can do that with anything that's ever happened to you. All you have to do is trust and believe that your beliefs are what create your experience. And your beliefs are as changeable as your underwear. You can change what you believe. You can change how you see things. You can change the lens through which you view the world. So take that as a little tidbit.
All right, next is for D. Will I marry again?
Well, let me give you something to think about. Is it marriage that you want? Or is it your divine life partner that you want? Because you got to be specific sometimes. There's a time and a place. Sometimes you want to be specific, sometimes you don't. But when it comes to your relationships, any random Joe Schmo can come stick a ring on your finger and marry you. But then that could end up in a divorce again, too, if it's not the right person. So let's just see what soul contracts are due to come in next. Three shuffles. 1, 2, and 3. Queen of Cups reversed, Ace of Cups, 7 of Wands. Okay, we got that Lover's card right there. So there's nothing left but your divine life partner. That's all that's left. The question is, are you a vibrational match to attract that person? And it's still showing some past energy that's weighing you down a little bit there. But with the 9 of Cups in the heart of the spread here, you're off to a good start when it comes to attracting that person energetically. Off to a pretty good start. So will you? It's hard to say. It's hard to say. That's all there is left for you. It's all there is left. It would also depend on how long ago your last relationship ended. The longer ago it was, the harder it is to heal. Because the longer you wait after something emotionally traumatic happens to you, the longer you wait, it just kind of like starts to sink into the pit of your subconscious mind. And yeah, so hopefully it was fairly recently, because when it's fresh on your mind, that gives you something to work with, you know. But yeah, all that's left is your divine life partner, but there's still a little bit of past energy that's weighing on you. Let me see what the second spread says here. You pick a deck.
I like the blue one.
This one?
No.
Oh, this one?
Yes.
Everybody likes this one.
The shiny blue one. It catches your eye.
Everybody likes this one. The only thing I'm not the hugest fan of is the cardstock. Yeah, and it's a little bit stiff.
Slippery and stiff. Sounds like a good time. Don't die. That's my kind of deck.
Beavis and Butthead would love you.
They would.
Oh, they would love you. Okay.
Now you're never going to be able to look at that one the same. Ew.
Okay. So, all right, yeah, we got this 2 of Cups here. 2 of Cups in the second spread, Lover's card in the first spread, but then here's the 10 of Wands. So there's still some past energy weighing you down a little bit. So between whenever your last relationship ended to making it to the frequency that will attract your actual person, there will probably be several different options that you have to choose from. Some of them will be tests. Some of them will just be rogue, people that just make their way into your field. Being able to identify what energy does and does not serve your highest good is going to be very important. But yeah, I mean, you're on a pretty good path right now, because you had the 9 of Cups in the heart of the first spread. So I don't know when your last relationship ended, so I don't want to say too much. But if you stay on a healing path, then I could see you with your divine life partner in the next 5 years. Married, though, that is up to what decision you all make when you come together. Like I said, is it marriage that you want, or is it your divine life partner that you want? Because those are 2 completely different things. So think about that.
All right, next is for Shelly, and we have 2 questions from her. So the first one is, does or did Brian ever really care / love me, or just using me? We were together for 4 years. We have been broken up for maybe 6 months. He's a Pisces and I'm a Scorpio Leo rising. You're part of the Leo rising club. This is the Leo rising dance.
Yeah.
Our shit don't stink.
What's the Virgo rising dance?
I don't know if I was sitting there like pissed off or something. Critiquing everybody.
Well, if you're in the chat, let me ask you, using you for what? For money? Are you maybe more financially blessed than your average person?
I know that she is in the chat, so if we just give her a second.
I mean, I don't absolutely have to know that.
Oh.
I'm curious. I would like to know, using you for what? Money? Because I do have a gold digger card, and I want to know if that's the card I'm looking for. 2 more shuffles. 2 more. What's his sign? Pisces?
Yeah, he's Pisces. She's Scorpio.
10 of Cups reversed. Excuse me. Well.
Oh, she said, no, just for anything and everything. He's not money because he's actually the sugar daddy more or less than I am.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah. Lover's card, Ace of Cups. So I'm going to have to dig his energy up a little bit deeper because it does look like, but we have the 10 of Cups reversed in the heart of the spread. Now, this is typical Pisces energy. This is why the Pisces is represented by 2 fish with their tails tied together, swimming in opposite directions. So this is another reason why sometimes a low vibrational Pisces makes no fucking sense.
They really don't.
Yeah. Lover's card, Empress, Ace of Cups. So in his mind, yeah, I do think that he wanted to settle down and build a life partnership with you. I'm not seeing anything here that indicates using. That's why I wanted to know if you were talking about money. It doesn't have to be money. That 9 of Pentacles reversed would be the card that I'm looking for. And that can indicate using you for anything, but usually it's money. But no, I'm not seeing that card. I think, yeah, in his mind, he had his version of intentions to settle down and build a life partnership. Let me see if I can dig his energy up a little bit deeper and see what's the issue here. What's the dealio, Emilio? What's the dealio, Mr. Estevez? Yeah, this is one of the decks I'm never getting rid of.
Okay.
Because it was in my tarot course.
Yeah.
Blue, blue, buddy, blue. Ace of Pentacles reversed. Ten of Swords. Okay. Lover's card again. So, I mean, no, it looks to me like, yeah, he wanted to settle down and build a life partnership. They're just somehow, some way, there was no like equal give and take. You know, in order to build a life partnership, we both have to be able to come together, you know, and both make changes to ourselves, for ourselves, and the sake of the connection. And I don't know who, one, the other, or both of you, was too stuck in their ways, too rigid, too refusing to see things differently, refusing to do things differently. I don't know who it was, like I said, but that energy is in the mix here.
He said that he's very materialistic, and I'm not.
Okay. Yeah. So Yeah. No, I think in his mind, that was his intentions, was to build a life partnership with you. I think so. We got the Lovers card twice in a row, but then we got the Ten of Cups reversed twice in a row too. So
It's like you guys don't speak the same love language.
Yeah. But, hey, that's understandable. Then learn their love language. That's my thing, Like, if your love language is, I don't know, acts of service, then I'm going to try to see if I can do acts of service to make you feel better. If your love language is giving and receiving gifts, I'm going to keep it in mind to fucking buy you gifts and shit, because I know that makes you happy. Stuff like that. And if he's not even trying, or you, or whoever it was here, I'm not saying that you have to flip a switch and do it fucking perfectly. This can take a while. Sometimes it can take years to master somebody else's love language.
But if he doesn't think he's doing anything wrong, he's probably not even going to consider doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was with somebody exactly like that, materialistic, and it was like, just you speak completely different languages when it comes to relationships, or you have two completely different views. Maybe the way you were brought up and like what you've seen is like that's what love should be. He saw that too, but in a completely different setting and a completely different outlook. So it's like you guys are both doing what you think is the best version of love. You know what I mean? But yeah, so we're on different vibrations. Yeah, it's like that's the only thing I can think to say is like you speak completely different like love language. I don't mean that like acts of service or but yeah, you know what I mean, that too.
Yeah. So to answer the question, I think he did.
She said that's his acts of service.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and then her next question is, and this is also about I guess they kind of like tie in together, she said. So it says, will I ever find my true person? I feel like I already have met him once and passing quite a few times, but my person now, I'm also drawn to that. I know my current person is toxic, but every time I try to move, something always happens and I'm unable to.
The likelihood that you came in contact with your divine life partner and let that slip away, that would be a first if that's the case. I've never seen that happen, ever. Hey, firsts happen all the time, but personally, I've never witnessed that happen. When divine life partners come together, first, the two of you both have to be a vibrational match. And once you're in that vibrational frequency of love, joy, happiness, and abundance, and then the two of you connect, like the connection is going to be so fucking out of this world that y'all aren't going to be able to just let each other slip away. I've just never seen that happen. I guess it could. I could be wrong on that. And I will gladly take it on the chin if I am wrong. But let me just see.
She says, I'm very open and I'm very expressive on how I feel. And I always say things, especially when I feel them, so that there is never any resentment build up for not speaking my mind. Girl, same. But I'll get you in trouble sometimes. But you even say all the time, like, you'd rather know what's wrong than the silent treatment. I cannot do silent treatment. I don't know how y'all girls do it. I just can't.
That's the double-edged sword of being with a Saggy. That damn fucking Saggy mouth, man. Sometimes it pisses me off so bad, but then I'm like, well, I would rather that than you just get all quiet and like, I don't even know what I did. I'm like, what the fuck? What are you feeling? What are you thinking?
I think that's a good trait, that you have that.
So, I can't find a deck that wants to talk to me.
Let her pick the deck. Do you want to pick which deck? If you can do it in like 30 seconds.
How would you do that?
Describe it, I guess. That's so funny.
Alright.
All right, well, we're just going to move forward with this one. We'll have to put like little numbers in front of them, like 1, 2, 3, 4. That'd be fun.
Boom. So that death reverse there is still a really strong energetic tie. You said current person, but I'm kind of confused.
I think it's maybe like current because she still has a lot of feelings for them, or I wonder if they are off and on ish.
Well, if the two of you are currently
I'm not
not
sure.
together, that's technically a past person. So, yeah, that 6 of Cups, death reversed, world card reversed is very, very heavy past energy. So, yeah, the Lover's card's reversed. So, I mean, this person is energetically blocking your divine life partner from coming in. No, you have not met that person yet, by the way. I didn't think so, but yeah, this individual is blocking your divine life partner from coming in energetically. So that's good, though. That is good. I mean, depending, how long were they together? Did it say 4 years? Okay, well that's not horrible.
She said third one top row. So that would
Third
be
one from which way?
1, 2, 3.
Legacy of the Divine?
Yeah. The
This
one right next to it.
Okay.
I think that's it. She said third one. Oh, she said 2 over from the one you just grabbed. Did we do the right one? Or it would have been this one, the yellow one?
This one?
What color?
Guild of Tarot Royale?
Oh, I'm so sore. I did 10 sit-ups, you guys. 10! I'm sore for 2 days. Yes, we're off and on. 2. Okay, well, we're going to do this one. We'll coordinate that better for next time.
Yeah, it's been a long run. Let's see. Boom. 5 of Pentacles, Devil card, 10 of Wands. Okay, so yeah, well, the good news is your divine life partner is still out there. Bad news is it's going to be really difficult to attract that person while there's still such a strong, heavy, energetic tie to this person. So, yeah, I know that a lot of times I just give kind of cookie cutter advice, but when I do that, I mean, it is serious pieces of advice that you can apply to your situation. I would dedicate no less than the remainder of 2025 to doing nothing but releasing this. And not saying it's going to take the remainder of 2025. It could probably take longer than that, but that's what I would do first step in this situation. Unless you want to just keep going on and off. Totally up to you. Did I get the question right?
Yeah.
Is that everything? Okay.
Oh, I think she might be a little bit delayed because she was saying, yeah, the one that you put back next to the yellow one.
No.
Yeah. You did do that one, right?
Yeah, that was the first one I read.
Oh.
Legacy of the Divine.
Is that the one that you used to read for her?
I don't remember.
Oh, crap, me neither.
It's not the one I just put up.
Oh.
Any
hoots. Hope that helped you. We appreciate you. Thank you. Okay, next we're going to do... Here we go. Is that our gardeners?
I'm wondering.
Sounds like people behind the house, actually. Dude, our gardeners have been MIA. No, it sounds too far away. He could just look out the front window to see if their truck is there.
I can't tell where it's coming from. Might be our neighbors.
You could have just looked out the front window here to see if their truck was out front. You dork.
Huh?
Huh?
Say it again.
I said you could have just looked out here to see if their truck was out front. It's not them.
Did you look?
No, I don't need to because I already know it's too far away. Is it?
Well, there's a truck in front of our house.
There is?
Yeah.
It might be theirs.
Maybe. It kind of seemed like it was coming from next door.
Yeah. What the heck? Our gardeners haven't been here in like a million years.
Maybe they got hit head on by a semi on the way
Why do you
here one
always gotta
day.
say something crazy like that? No, what?
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know their schedule. I don't know what day they come here, so that's kind of crazy.
Well, they haven't been here in 3 weeks, you said?
They only come twice a month.
Okay, well, you said they haven't been here in 3 weeks.
Well, I don't know. I have to look on the on the camera. All right, next is for Lauren. Why did my recent ex Aquarius choose to ghost me after asking to meet up for closure? This happened 2 days ago.
It's an interesting question. Interesting question. Ooh, 5 of Wands reversed. I think that is a he, right? Does it say?
Lauren?
Yeah. Oh, okay. So, for some reason, he was afraid that it would erupt into conflict. For some reason. Let me see. Yeah, 9 of Swords and the 5 of Wands reversed. So he was afraid for some reason or another that it was going to turn into conflict. I don't know what he was planning on telling you, but for some reason he was worried that whatever it was that he wanted to tell you would piss you off really bad. It's not really telling me what that is. So closure, well, man, that's such a blanket statement. Because at the end of the day, closure is only something you can give yourself. But it would be nice if we could come together and get closure. And I don't know about anybody else, but when I think about closure, my idea is laying it all on the table and being honest about everything, you know, admitting to what we did wrong, apologizing. I apologize for what I did. I forgive you for what you did, and laying it on the table and then clearing it. We're good. That's what I think of in my mind. So if this person sees it the same way, maybe there's something in there that he's afraid to tell you. Or, you know what? Another thing is kind of feeling like maybe he was afraid that you may try to get back with him. And he would turn you down, maybe. Let me see what the second spread says here. Chariot reverse. Yeah, 9 of Wands. So, yeah, for some reason, he was afraid it would turn into conflict. I don't know. There's 2 intuitive messages that I'm getting here. One, that if he was to come forward and get true, genuine closure and tell you everything, whatever he would have to say would piss you off. Number 2, he may be a little bit worried that you will try to reconcile or try to have some sort of emotional conversation with him that he doesn't want to have. Especially if the two of you used to get into lots of arguments over him being emotionally closed off, you know, and maybe he's thinking in his mind, well, hopefully she doesn't think that a little bit of time apart and I'll start missing her and wanting to be with her and this and that. He's just afraid it would erupt into conflict. He has a really strong feeling that it wouldn't end up in closure, it would end up in conflict. So, all right.
Alrighty. Next is for Marge. Why do I feel so much resistance to working on my marriage right now? / why do I feel small hope that it will work out?
It's an interesting question. First thing I want to look at is to see if the soul contract is complete.
Oh yeah, stop. The carbon monoxide one's going off again. So is it carbon monoxide in the house?
Is the battery still in that thing?
I just replaced the battery.
Did you keep the battery in it? Or did you take the battery back out after it started beeping?
I know, Nevaeh. I hear it. No, the old battery's out. I put a new battery in.
Take that battery out of it.
Can you take the battery out of there, please? So then it's just old because it said it's 2013.
Yeah, the dude said that they have a lifespan of about 10 years. And he said it's about time to replace the whole system. This is what the firefighter told me.
I know, it just freaks me out when you hear that because it's like,
I can't take it out.
right. It's all right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because
Piece of doo-doo.
it says 2013 on it. Yeah, that is jammed in there. How do you get that?
2016.
Oh, was it 16? Oh, yeah.
Holy shit sticks, Batman. Ah.
It kind of, yeah. October 10th, 2016. So, yeah, it's about 10 years. So.
Yeah, so he said it's getting up there to about 10 years. So it's about time to replace the whole damn thing, is what he told me.
And if we die on video, then you guys get front row seats to the show.
Anywho.
Thank you, Nevaeh.
That was an interruption.
Sorry, so
in the
sorry.
reading. Sorry. Well, okay. So not only is the soul contract complete between the two of you, but I think it's been complete for a while. And what will typically tend to happen when a soul contract is complete is the energy between the two of you will start becoming very uncomfortable. And this keeps intensifying and intensifying and intensifying as time goes on. And the universe will keep applying pressure and applying pressure and applying pressure and applying pressure. And you'll have a little window of opportunity to figure out what the two of you want to do. And if you ignore it, which most people do, especially if it's been long term and you don't want to just get up and walk away from it, then the universe will kick the tower over on you. So why do you not feel like working on it? Because the connection has expired. Let me see what the second spread says. Five of Wands, reverse. Eight of Swords, King of Cups. Yeah, man, we got the Eight of Cups here. Yeah, I think you're dealing with an expired connection here, a soul contract that has been completed. So in order to make it work, y'all are going to have to work real hard on this. And if you don't feel like doing that, the likelihood that it's going to work out is very slim. Because to keep working on an already completed contract is hard work on both parts. I've seen it happen one time in my career, just one. But if you're not feeling like doing it, you got about almost 100% chance of failure. So,
All right, well, we're coming up on our last one. So if you guys were wanting to get your question in, now would be the time to do that. Or after this, we're just going to go ahead and wrap it up. So this is for Nelson. The question is, am I most generally on my correct and true path in life?
Four swords. Magician reversed. World reversed. Well, you've been repeating a cycle. So you've been kind of stuck in a loop-de-loop repeat cycle. But yes. So it's like yes and no. There's nothing wrong with the path that you're on, but there are some things that you were supposed to learn. There are tests that you've been facing that you keep failing. But yes, you do need to be on that path, and you will continue to stay on that path until you learn all the lessons and implement all the wisdom and the knowledge and start passing the tests before you're able to level up. So yes, you're on the path you're supposed to be on. However, you are repeating an old cycle due to not being able to level up. Now, don't worry about that. I know that may sound a little bit embarrassing. There's nothing wrong with that. We all do it. We all do it. And I don't think there's a fucking human being on this planet that hasn't repeated a cycle. You know? God damn, I know I have. Holy shit. Jesus Christ, I've repeated cycles. But, so it happens. But yes, the cycle that you're in and the path you're on is exactly where you're supposed to be. And you are doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. So, Knight of Wands. Yep, this is that. See, this is the reason why you've been repeating this cycle. Because in order to make it to the next level, it's actually going to require a completely different version of you. And I don't know if I can think of the words to adequately describe what it's like to become a different person. I think the best analogy that I could use. Okay, let me see if I can think of some analogies. Think of a food that you fucking hate. Is there a food that you hate? Imagine if you loved that food. Imagine it. And maybe hard to wrap the mind around, like mine is sour cream. I could not imagine a universe where I like sour cream, right? I would be a completely different person. It may be a silly analogy. Or imagine a color that you just don't really like. Imagine that that's now your favorite color. To become a completely different person means you completely perceive and view the world through a totally different lens. Your outlook on everything is completely different. The way you see things is different. The way you perceive and feel about things, your beliefs and your opinions are different. So yeah, that's the reason why you've been repeating this cycle, is because the next level is going to be a totally different version of you. But having said that, there's nothing wrong with the cycle you're in and nothing wrong with the path you're on. It absolutely 100% is where you're supposed to be. And you'll repeat it as long as you need to until it's time to level up. So yeah, you're in a good spot. Nothing wrong with that. Done it a million fucking times.
All right. right, well, that's it.
Badeet, badeet.
Ba-dee.
All right, cool.
Thank you, everybody who participated. And anything else you want to say?
We'll see you next Saturday. Don't forget, 2 days and the courses go bye-bye.
Oh, yeah.
So
2 more days left. So jump on that. And then I'm trying to think. They do have on Teachable, they have where you can make payments too, like Afterpay or what's the other one, like Affirm or something like that. So if it is a little bit expensive, you are able to make payments on that as well.
cool.
All right, well, thanks you guys.
All right, y'all.
See you guys next week.
Deuces.